And when you honestly look at it, when you dare to look at the evidence, the least you can say is, well, the official timeline is not that clear to anyone. Because if you really study the oldest chronicles, you also find in many examples where there appear to have been either different timelines, or the people were not so strict with their dating.
Exactly.
And it's only later we are used that 100 years is exactly 100 years. And we have many sources that can confirm this. But from the oldest times, this timeline is not that certain at all. And many things that have been placed in the Greek antiquity may have been just some centuries before the Protestant Reformation. The Renaissance, before the Renaissance time. When all those supposedly ancient manuscripts were suddenly found and then later printed, some of them, but first also copied in all the monasteries they had everywhere. They were all copying centers. I think the time that we think are the time of the Vikings is a continuation of what is at the end of Uralinde. I think it perfectly fits. So there's not a great time gap. What we know from the Visigoths, they have the same names. Theuderic and Athanaric, Alaric, Alric. And that's in our timeline, it's in the 5th century. And that could be the actual people from the last chapter, then placed in a different area.
Right.
Those are really interesting mysteries that still will be solved. But this is for the connoisseur. I'll tell you why this is not a popular subject for most history students or historians. Because if you believe the normal narrative, it's so disillusioning to see how many forgeries and how much fantasy there has been, which has been taken for granted for a long time. And also the fact that histories are always political.
Yes.
And you see the same stories, for example, Grutte Pier.
Yes.
In Friesland he is thought of and talked of as a hero.
Yes.
But in West Friesland he came to plunder with a whole set of wild people as a sort of revenge.
Pirate.
Perhaps there was an element of trying to free West Friesland. But this is an example of how the same character can be described in very different ways. The same history told from different perspectives. And if you're used to that, you can more easily read between the lines and notice what is not said or mentioned. Things they really are silent about. You get a feeling of what is real history and what is propaganda.